Okay, what is perspective? Perspective is the way that we perceive things. Before the Renaissance came along, people would do paintings on, frescoes and things like that, and people in the front would be the same size as the people in the background. They had no idea of how to foreshorten things or how to make things look like they were smaller in the distance. And during the Renaissance, that's when they figured out perspective for the most part. So there's two types of perspective that we're going to work with. We're going to work with 1-point perspective and 2-point perspective. And there are other multiple perspectives, but we're not going to talk about that so much. Now, when we talk about perspective, the first thing that we have to define is a horizon line. What is a horizon line? If you've ever been out on the ocean, away from land and everything, the horizon line is where the sky meets the earth, and that's where it hits the water. When you look outside here, we have mountain ranges and things that change that, so we can't actually see that horizon line. But the horizon line is defined as our eye level. And so if you're very, very tall, your horizon line is going to be a little bit taller or higher than somebody that's down here, sitting down or something. Okay? So when we're drawing, we have to decide how we're going to present things on the paper. And if our horizon line is very, very low, it's what we call a worm's eye view. If you can imagine walking down the street in New York City where everything is above you, big tall buildings, skyscrapers and such, everything that you would be seeing would be up above you. So that would be a worm's eye view. Most of the time our horizon line is, middle of the page, maybe a little bit on the lower half. And that's just a normal horizon line. If our horizon line is up high, it's what we call a bird's eye view, because everything that's drawn, you're going to be looking down on. And so that would be like if you're on a building, or if you're on a hillside, hiking up a mountain or something. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my horizon line. And it should be horizontal. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to define my vanishing point. A vanishing point is where all lines converge. How many of you have driven to California, across the Salt Flats or to Wendover, and the road is very, very straight? And it looks like the road just kind of comes to a point way off in the distance. That's 1-point perspective. If you ever stand on a railroad track and it's a very straight set of tracks, same thing. All the tracks, everything starts to go to 1 point and disappears. That's 1-point perspective. So when we're doing 1-point perspective, that means that our vanishing point is going to be somewhere in the middle of the horizon line. So I'm just going to put a little X there. Okay? Now, in 1-point perspective, we're looking at the front of things. And so if I had a box, okay, I have a box in front of me. And so I'm going to be looking basically at the front side of it. Now, it may be off to the side a little bit, one way or the other. Maybe down a little bit so we can see the top, or up a little bit so we can see a little bit of the bottom. But that's what we would draw in 1-point perspective. And so I'm going to take my T-square, and if I was on a drawing board, I'd be using my triangle also. I'm going to start doing different sized boxes. Okay, so I've drawn a series of rectangles. They're all flat. You're looking at the front sides of objects. If I want to draw these in perspective, let's start with this one over here. So what I want to do is go to each corner and draw a line to the vanishing point. Okay. Now this will be the same whether it's 1-point perspective or 2-point perspective, but all parallel lines go to the same vanishing point. So all we have to do is decide where we're going to end this object. And all the sides here will be parallel with the other lines. So this line is parallel to that line, it's parallel to that line. So at 1-point perspective, that's the way it's drawn. Same thing here, we'll come to this intersection. And this line, and this back line are all parallel. So that's the way that that is drawn. Okay, so that's a box drawn in 1-point perspective. Because the top is above the horizon line, we don't see the top, but we do see the bottom because it is above the horizon line. Now this box just happens to be over top of the vanishing point. That means we're not going to see this side, we're not going to see this side. We can't see the top because it's above the horizon line, but we will see the bottom. Oops. Okay. So we decide where we want this object to end, and then where it ends will be parallel with these two lines. So we come straight across just like they are. Okay. Now this object is a little different. It's an L shape. And so, but the principles are exactly the same. I go to each corner and draw a line to the vanishing point. Okay, so we can see a little bit of the front, we can see this flat portion here, we can see this side, and we can see the top. I decide where I want the object to end, and I'm going to draw lines that are parallel to these lines. Once I've established where it ends, then I just connect all the intersections. So this one comes straight down. And it comes out parallel to this line. And then back down. I erase those lines, and basically there's my object, drawn in 1-point perspective. Okay? Now, sometimes an object might be hollow, has a hole in it. So I'm going to draw this one coming this way. So two sides of this box are exposed, the top and then one side. So I decide where I'm going to end my box. Now I'm having to do this kind of freehand. Just kind of guess what's straight and plumb and level and plumb. But when you're doing it on your paper, you have the advantage of using the edge of your drawing board to use your tools, and so you can get everything at perfect right angles and everything parallel. Okay, now here's this object here, and we can see if this is hollow, I can see the inside of this block. So I can see this corner right here. It's the only corner I can see. I can't see this one because it's above, and this one is hidden by this wall here. Okay? Okay, I wanted to show you a couple of examples, a few examples of one-point perspective. We talked about when you're standing on a railroad track, how the lines just go to a vanishing point, and you can see it right here. The two tracks go to a vanishing point right on the horizon line, right there. You also have this road that's also going to that same vanishing point here. You have a small trail, a pathway on this side doing the same thing. You also have a stand of probably cottonwood trees, and they're all in line, so their bases, if you were to draw a line along there, they're going to that same vanishing point. Same with the tops of the trees for the most part. Same thing with this tree here. As it comes down to the vanishing point, that's what gave them the size for that tree there. The building is simply a box, a rectangle with a top on it, which we'll talk about later. But anyway, so this is an example of one-point perspective. Here's another example. This is you're looking down probably tracks. It almost looks like it could be a river, but whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. You're looking at the front of this bridge here, and the same with these, but everything that's parallel, all these parallel lines are going to this vanishing point right there. It's on the horizon. You can see all of these parallel lines. They all go to that same vanishing point. Even up here, this line, if we were to continue it down, is going to that vanishing point right there. That one doing the same thing. Okay, this is an interesting piece since it's organic, it's people. But once again, what they've done is they've created your horizon line with a vanishing point, and this group of cross-country skiers are in a line. They're basically the similar heights, and so those are your lines, your guidelines to put that there. And then you've got this line, which tells you how long their shadows are. Okay, so just another example of one-point perspective. Now, one last thing to mention: I've given each student a portfolio. But you also have a triangle and a T-square. Don't put those inside of the portfolio because they have sharp edges and they tend to poke holes and the fabric rips, and all of a sudden we've lost a portfolio. So just kind of keep those on the outside, carry them around, but keep track of them so that you can return them. Thank you.